around the world. You're doing great things around the world. Yeah, you're doing great things around the world. You're doing great things around the world. Great things, yeah.
Welcome to Diaspora Link. I'm your host, Diallo. We are back at you with another exciting episode, having conversations with people from the diaspora who've made the transition and who are working on building a stronger bridge between the diaspora and the continent of Africa. My name is Diallo. I'm your host. Today's guest is Ivy Prosper. Ivy is a media specialist. She hails from Canada. Her family's from Ghana. We're going to learn a lot about Ivy today. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Diaspora Link, here exclusively on GhanaWebTV.com. Okay, so we are here with this episode of Diaspora Link, and as always, before we get into our interview, we're going to put our guest through a small obstacle course so that you can get to know her a little bit. Okay, Ivy, so here, this is what we call our top five.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to give me your top. If you don't have a top, right? Because, you know, in Ghana, you say top, right? If you don't have a top, then just give us a strong recommendation.
Okay.
All right, in each category. You ready? Can y'all see the nervousness on Ivy's face? Because she's like, oh, my God, they didn't tell me any of this. No, we did not. Okay, number one, and if I need to come back to it, I can.
All right.
Give us your favorite book.
One of my favorite books is If You Have to Cry, Go Outside by Kelly Catrone.
If You Have to Cry, Go Outside. I think I might need to get that myself. And give us your favorite artist, musical artist. It doesn't matter who just give us your favorite musical artist and let us know. It doesn't have to be a black person. It doesn't have to be a specific genre. Who touches your soul?
Who touches my soul? Wow, that's deep.
Maybe I shouldn't ask that question.
That's deep.
Give us one of your favorite artists.
One of my favorite artists, Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys?
Yeah, she's one of my
New
favorites.
York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, your favorite food in the whole wide world. Doesn't have to be African food. What's your favorite food in the whole wide world?
My favorite food in the whole wide world. You know, I'm probably going to get some backlash for saying this, but I love Thai food.
Thai food?
I do.
Go. Who doesn't love Thai? Everybody loves Thai.
Thai food.
Who you
I
gonna
love
get?
Thai food.
Listen, whoever you get backlash from is probably a vegan. Sorry, vegans. No vegans or vegetarians were harmed during the making of this.
Oh, they could be vegans and be and like Thai food.
I know. I just say that because, okay, last one is your favorite sport.
My favorite sport?
What is your favorite sport?
To play or to watch?
Play, watch.
I'll say I enjoy watching basketball.
Basketball?
Yes.
Okay. Last one is your favorite vacation spot where you don't even have had to been there already. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a place you saw. What is your favorite place to vacation? Okay,
so I'm going to say a place that I've already been.
Okay.
I'm not going to say a favorite place that I want to go. I'll say a place that I've already been. Spain.
Spain.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed my time in Spain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ivy, for playing top five. Okay, before we get into our in-depth interview with Ivy and she tells us about where she's from, how she got to Ghana, we're going to go through one more small obstacle course. And this game is really simple, Ivy. Mm-hmm. I give you some choices, and when I give you the choices, you give me the answers. Okay? Please just go with me here, right? I know because you're used to being in this seat, so go with me here, okay?
I'll do my
And then
best.
just give me a very short explanation, okay, as to why.
All right.
Coffee versus tea.
Coffee, because coffee has this just wonderful aroma. When you smell it, it's just fragrant, and the tastes, the notes, it's just
Got it. Okay.
East African coffee is
Wache versus jollof.
Wache by far.
Why wache?
Wache just has, to me, has a better flavor than jollof. I think jollof is overrated. I know I cause trouble when I say that. Jollof is overrated. I think wache is far better than jollof. You've just got more of a natural taste.
And wache with the works?
No noodles on my wache.
Okay.
Noodles are an abomination.
No problem. We won't put noodles on your wache. Okay, next. Okada or trotro?
Trotro by far. I
Why?
am not getting on an Okada. The way that they ride and weave
Through traffic.
through traffic, squeezing in between cars, and I see them like this, like they're gonna fall off. I am not putting myself at risk. That I'd rather put myself at risk in a trotro.
Okay. Basketball versus soccer.
Basketball.
Why?
I've always liked basketball. I don't know why. I played basketball when I was in high school. I enjoyed. I like.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that the Toronto Raptors were NBA champions a few years ago. That has nothing to do with it.
No,
You
I've
sure?
always liked basketball.
Okay.
I played long before the Raptors were even in.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Canada.
I'm just checking.
But I do like watching soccer, aka football in Africa.
Okay, cool.
But I prefer basketball.
Okay. Volta or Eastern region?
You can't make me pick. My mom is from the Eastern region. My dad is from the Volta region. You're gonna make me pick?
Just think about the waterfalls. Think about the tourist attractions. Which one? Can we get one out of you?
You can't get one out of me, but I will say that I am a Volta region tourism ambassador.
Okay.
The beaches in the Volta
So
region
you
are
can't
amazing.
choose Eastern then, and then you can't choose Volta because then your family, then you won't have.
I'm gonna have family
You're
calling
not
me
gonna
up.
be able to go home. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, as a media person,
Yes.
Instagram versus Twitter.
I would choose Instagram.
Why?
Because Instagram gives you the potential to say more and to even earn versus Twitter, more so than Twitter. I say that because people create platforms where eventually, let's say you pass the 10,000K mark, then you have an opportunity to post links. Click the link in bio, swipe up for the link, and then people can put a link to their websites.
Okay.
Or you can create a shop on Instagram. If you sell things, you create a shop, and that shop actually goes to your website. You can sell items on there. You can sell things on Twitter as well, but I find that Instagram seems to have built that and has more people coming and looking for that, whereas Twitter, people tend to share a lot of news.
Got you. So Mark Zuckerberg, our invoice is in the mail for helping people choose Instagram over Twitter. We know that you guys are owned by Facebook. Just send us our check. Okay, last one. Toronto versus Accra, and why?
Oh, I cannot choose.
Dang. Please, just choose. Hey, why? Ghana. Just choose one. Toronto or Accra.
Charlie, I can't.
Hey, Charlie.
I can't choose.
We are live on TV and you're telling me you can't do it.
Can I become an American and plead the fifth?
No, absolutely not. This is not an American thing. Okay, you know what?
I can't pick. You know why?
Why?
Because both cities have my heart.
Okay.
Both cities have my heart. So Toronto.
That's fair.
Toronto is a great city, multiculturalism, diverse. You get an opportunity to learn about other parts of the world while you're in one city.
Okay.
And then Accra is a great place because it's got this eclectic vibe of Africa, West Africa.
There it is.
And it's like the future.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, what we not going to do in 2021 is tell a black woman what she should do with her heart and where she should put it. So she gets to plead the fifth and have her heart in both places. Now, let's get into the real interview with Ivy Prosper. And we're back with Diaspora Link for another wonderful episode. As I mentioned to you in my introduction, we are here today with our guest, Miss Ivy Prosper. Ivy.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I could give you a handshake right now at
Yes,
the
you can.
beginning.
You know what's missing right now in Ghana?
Missing?
The snap.
Okay.
The snap. People aren't doing it anymore because of COVID.
Okay, so
just did the snap.
We just snapped it up.
Yes.
Okay, Ivy, so we're going to get into it because I'm sure for you this is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. You're sitting on the other couch, right? And normally you're sitting on my couch, right? So you run into people all over Ghana who watch your YouTube channel. People move here after they see some of your videos. let's talk a little bit about where you're from outside of Ghana, right? And what your transition was like moving to Ghana. What brought you back here?
Okay. So I was born in Ghana.
Okay.
But we left when I was 22 months, so just 2 months shy of my second birthday.
Right.
We moved to Canada. And
Canada.
so, yes, a lot of people get it confused and think that I came from the States. A lot of people will be like, oh, you're American, you're American. They assume that my accent is American, and I always tell them, no, Canada. So in Canada, I was there most of my life. I'll fast forward to what brought me to Ghana, because that's what you asked. So basically...
But no, just tell us, because I don't know that a lot of people know that there is a difference between Canada and the U.S.
Yeah.
Just give us 3 things that you think are different about Canada and the U.S. and why people confuse it. I mean, I know it's all in North America, but people just, Canada, North America, same thing, but it's not, right?
It's not. There are differences, but the longer time I spend in Ghana, the more I can recognize why some Ghanaians think it's the same.
Okay.
Because we do some things the same way. When you cross the border from Canada to the U.S. or vice versa, I mean, the way the roads are, the way the buildings are, everything is pretty much almost exactly the same.
Right.
But, you know, our legal systems, racism exists in Canada, just like it does in the U.S.
Okay.
The difference is that Canada doesn't have as much violence in the same way the U.S. has the violence.
Okay.
Canada's racism will be more like the, oh, hi, how are you? Oh, and then when you're not around, why? And then they'll be cursing your name out, and you know. Whereas an American who doesn't like you because you're black will be like to your face,
right? And
you know what you're dealing with face to face.
Gotcha.
It's not behind your back.
Okay.
But Canadian.
What part of Canada?
I grew up in the Niagara Falls area, so in a city called St. Catharines.
Okay.
It's right beside Niagara Falls.
Okay.
But when I finished high school, I moved to the Toronto area.
Okay.
And it was 15 minutes from the New York state border, so I had a lot of American influence being close to the U.S. border. But Canada is, it's got a lot of British influence because it was once one of the British Commonwealth countries. Okay. So there is a little bit of a British influence. There is a bit of an American influence. So there's like a mixture going on there. But when it comes to the way Canada is, Canada promotes multiculturalism. Okay. So that's what we learned growing up was when you become a Canadian, they want you to still hang on to your heritage. Whereas American society teaches you to assimilate, teaches you that when you're an American to the core. You're an American, America this, pro-America that. Whereas in Canada, people will say, I am Ghanaian Canadian, I'm Nigerian Canadian, I'm Polish Canadian. And that's promoted everywhere. It's promoted throughout the country. People will hang on to their heritage. You know, I'm Australian Canadian. They'll say what their home country is, even if they weren't born there. Right. You know, their grandparents may be from there.
But that's accepted.
And it's accepted.
It's accepted and it's promoted. Because you know, for us Americans too, we're just as ignorant about Canada. We know 3 things about Canada. Can I say them?
Go ahead.
It's a little ignorant. We know snow and cold weather. Moose. Oh yeah, the moose. And Drake. Drake.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So shouts out to OVO and the 6.
Yes,
right. Yes. So what brought you to Ghana?
Wait, I need to also add.
Okay.
Because people think Canada's the only place that's cold, but there's 21 states that have the same winter that we have. But you guys don't talk about that.
Because we don't go there. It's
New
no
York,
black people
come
in
on,
them
New
states.
York, New York State. There's
It's
black
a few
people
black
in
people
New York
in New York.
State. Come on, man. You're tripping. You're tripping. But Canada is a great place to live.
Seriously.
Canada also has a different way of family life than America does.
The healthcare system is a little
with
different,
the healthcare
right?
system, there's just I think there's a better quality of life in Canada. Okay. But the U.S. has better opportunity for becoming a multimillionaire if you have that focus. Okay. But Canadian black community has a history of, there's 2 histories of Canadian black people. You have the black people who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. Okay. People who escaped when they were going through the Underground Railroad from the U.S. to Canada because Canada abolished slavery before the U.S. did. Okay. So you have communities of black people who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. Then you have communities of black people who are intentional immigrants who came to the country from the Caribbean and from African countries. So we have that mixture of black people in Canada.
And we also know Nova Scotia, right?
Yes.
Is where the majority of the descendants from Sierra Leone came
Yes.
from. After the Caribbean islands, they went to Nova Scotia. Then from Nova Scotia, they went to form.
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
so you grew up in Ghana, left at 22 months.
Yeah,
You
I barely grew up in Ghana.
barely grew up in Ghana.
Yeah.
You saw moose. You saw.
I
you
did-
went through
I-
cold weather.
I did see.
You
I
listened to
actually-
Drake.
I actually did see a moose in Canada. I actually did when we were little kids. In northern Canada, though, they don't
Okay.
roam around the major cities. If you live in the rural communities, they're there. So, like, my brother and I used to love seeing the moose at the garbage dump site. We would see moose and black bears in northern Canada.
Okay, so we're gonna add
but
black
not
bears.
where we ended up settling.
And then you flew to Ghana.
Yeah, I came to Ghana in 2011 initially.
Okay.
At the time, the economy, so when the economy crashed in the US, like 2008, 2009, Canada was also affected because a lot of business, Canada and the US are each other's biggest trading partner. A lot of people don't realize that. So if the economy is collapsing in America, it's definitely going to affect Canada too. So there were some challenges in finding jobs and career stability, that kind of thing. And so I had gone through a period where I was feeling kind of down and trying to figure out what to do. And then my mom suggested, why don't you go to Ghana, clear your head? The plan was just to go and it was supposed to be relaxed, clear my mind, figure things out. But then literally, when I came,
Right.
I had a friend who had already moved here. And so he had invited me to a birthday party. And when I went to that birthday party, through conversation, I ended up meeting someone who offered me a job. So it's like within a couple of weeks, I had a job. So I was like, okay, I've got a job. So I was working at SOS College,
Okay.
the high school. I was running a creative writing center. And then I eventually, through networking again, got a job hosting a TV show, which was the Maternal Health Channel TV series.
Okay.
We traveled around Ghana, covering stories of why women are dying in numbers in Ghana in the 21st century after childbirth.
Okay.
And so that job kept me here longer
That's
too.
important work.
Very important. So
That's
2011,
important
12, 13, I was here.
Okay.
When the show filming wrapped, I went back to Canada, and then I eventually came back in 2016.
Now hold on. So what part of Ghana is your family from? Your
My-
family in Ghana is
Yes, my dad's side of the family is from the Volta region, from Keta.
from. Okay.
My mom's side is from the eastern region, from Osino. So
Okay.
I am half Achim and
Okay.
half Ewe.
Okay.
So Ewes are patrilineal lineage. Achims are matrilineal lineage, which is my mom. So I happily claim both 50-50 because I get the patrilineal and the matrilineal.
Right. So
Yes.
so since you've come to Ghana,
Yeah.
right, and I heard you say around 20, you came here, you worked on a very important topic, maternal health, and then you went back to Canada. But since you've been here and since you first came, have you visited other African countries? Have you moved around and visited? What are some of the other African countries you've visited?
I've been to Togo, Benin, and Kenya.
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to add way more to the list, of course, but that's what I've been to so far.
Okay, so we're going to give you an opportunity to add more to the list right now.
I definitely
This is a small game that we play.
Ooh.
That we did not prepare you for because we didn't want you to study. We didn't want you to study.
Okay.
So the name of all of our loyal viewers know the name of this game is called Africa in 60 Seconds. Okay?
Okay.
So now what you have to do, we're going to start a timer.
Oh my
And
gosh.
you need to name as many African countries as you can in 60 seconds.
In
There
60
is no
seconds.
right, there is no A, B, C, D, E, F. There's no right or wrong. There's no
Okay.
pass fail.
Okay.
It's just something that we kind of spring on our guests since
All
this
right.
is Diaspora Link, right?
Okay, all
and
right.
Africa is a continent
Yes.
and there are 54 countries.
Yes,
You ready?
I'm ready.
Is our timer ready?
Okay.
Okay, can I get a countdown? 3, 2, 1, go.
Ghana, Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, Niger, Nigeria, South Africa, Mali, Algeria, Comoros, Mauritius, Madagascar, Morocco, Egypt, Tanzania, Uganda, Botswana. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank now.
Keep
Sao
going.
Tome,
Okay.
Cape Verde, which is now Cabo Verde.
Okay. You're naming all the hard ones.
Oh my God, I'm going blank
You had
now.
about 20 right now. Let's go.
Senegal.
Senegal.
Oh my goodness, which ones am I missing now? Congo, Somalia, Sudan, South Sudan. I'm drawing blanks now.
5, 4,
Oh my goodness.
3. Pressure's on.
Pressure's
2,
on.
1. Okay. All right. No, good job. Good job. How
many did I
You
get?
wasn't expecting that, right?
No, I wasn't expecting that. How many did I get?
I think you had about 26.
Did I get
26? You had about 26. You had about 26.
So I got some work to do.
It's you know what? You don't. It's just something that we do because there are so many people.
Yes.
Who, and even continental Africans, Europeans, and everybody who don't realize how vast and wide Africa is, and just how many countries there are, and how many cultures, and how many languages. It's just it's so diverse. Yeah. So it's just a little something fun, and it's
that was fun. I can't believe I missed Sierra Leone. I missed Liberia.
See, now you want a second chance. Okay, so tell us about you going back to Canada, right? In around 2013, and eventually you made your way back. But let's talk a little bit about kind of what was that first transition like compared to the second one where you came back and stayed.
Yeah. So the first one was actually, when it comes to the work aspect, was easier than the second time. So because it kind of fell in my lap, like because I met someone at a birthday party and went and interviewed, got the job, and then the TV show was through networking. Then that producer contacted me later to ask if I would be interested in the show. So I wasn't seeking, it came to me. So work aspect, it was easy. Transition aspect, it was challenging because even though I'm Ghanaian and my parents made sure to teach us a lot about Ghanaian culture, and I had visited Ghana before, had a great time, but to actually live in the country is a totally different experience.
Right.
So I had some challenges with adjusting, some challenges with communication.
Like adjusting with the heat,
The heat was really tough because in Canada, in our summers, we get the same kind of heat that Ghana gets.
Okay.
June, July, August gets brutally hot in Canada. Like
wow.
In Southern Ontario.
I just thought Canada was cold all year round.
No, it's brutally hot. June, July, August, we get multiple heat warnings. In Toronto, sometimes they will open these places they'll call cooling centers that you can go if you don't have air conditioning. You can go sit there, relax, get some cool air. People go to the mall because they want air conditioning because there's a lot of older properties that don't have the air conditioning in like old Toronto homes and stuff. So anyway, adjusting to the heat being where you don't have the relief of air conditioning all the time. So I think that's what made it difficult because even though we would have these heat waves in the Toronto area, we know you can just go somewhere and get air conditioning and just relax.
Right. And I'm sure there were other adjustments too.
Yeah, there were other adjustments too. So like, because we have this, and Americans have this too, where you get this comfort of certain things, certain foods, certain ease of access, and then when you can't get those, you get like frustrated. You're like, what do you mean I can't get this? What do you mean I can't get this what do you mean you're closed on Sunday? What do you mean I can't? There's so many things that you're just like, why? It's the 21st century. Why is this happening? Why is this taking so long? Why? And the frustrating thing for me was time. That was a huge thing. Why are you telling me to come at 9 o'clock and you're not going to start till 11?
So hold on. I gotta ask this. Do they have CPT in Canada?
Yes.
They do have CPT.
Yes.
So colored people's time cross the border too.
Yes.
From America to Canada.
Yeah, definitely. But the interesting thing is, the black people who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade will call it black people time, colored people time. But the Caribbean blacks will say it's Caribbean time. It's Jamaican time. It's Trini time. It's West Indian time. And then the Africans will just be like, oh, it's, and then they'll name their country. It's Nigerian time. It's Ghanaian time. So it's like everybody's claiming it as theirs. Our people are late.
It's in our DNA.
Yes, our people are late. But the Ghanaians are the worst. Seriously.
Now be careful. They might be careful. Be careful.
So that was tough.
You know this.
I know. I live here now, so it's like that was a tough one.
Let's do this. We're going to take a small break, and then when we come back, we're going to come back with Ivory Prosper. We're going to talk about her company. We're going to talk about her foundation. We're going to talk about her media work, and we're going to dive into a little bit more of some of her challenges and solutions in making a connection with the diaspora. We'll be right back. Peace, global African family. My name is Diallo Sumbri. I'm a co-architect of Ghana's Year of Return 2019, and I'm the president and CEO of the Adinkra Group. For the past 5 years, we've been bringing loads and loads of people to Ghana. Many of them, their first time on the African continent, their first time putting their toes in the African sand, in the African soil. And so many people have had their life changed. Our birthright journeys are curated cultural immersion journeys centered around reclaiming cultural identity, exploring your ancestral heritage, and celebrating African resilience. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Birthright Journey Partner Program. It's really simple, and you really don't have to do much other than email us at info@theadinkragroup.com. Now, what makes a great Birthright Journey partner for our program? Are you a leader? Are you an influencer? Are you that person that your family calls on to organize, or do you automatically know that that's your job? Are you somebody of status in your community? Are you a community leader? Are you that person in your church or in the school? If you are the ideal Birthright Journey partner. Do you believe that every person of African descent should have an opportunity to touch ground on the continent of Africa? If you are, then you are the ideal Birthright Journey partner. It's simple. We're going to show you how you can travel to Ghana for free. Not only can you travel to Ghana for free, but you can actually get paid to travel to Ghana. Really simple. Just contact us at info@theadinkragroup.com and set up a discovery call. You'll get to travel with your family and friends, you'll get to travel with your community, and the best part of it is that it'll be free for you. Or you'll even earn money doing it. So again, info@theadinkragroup.com. We look forward to seeing you in Ghana. We look forward to dancing with you in Ghana. We look forward to eating fufu, eating jollof, eating wache. Make sure you contact us now, and we would love for you to become a Birthright Journey partner. Madasi. And we're back with this very lively and exciting discussion with Ivy. Oh, that rhymed. Lively, Ivy. Oh, hold on. Can I get a contract? All right. Too much.
Come see Drake. Come see Drake. Come to Canada. Come see
Drake. So you were talking about your transition.
Yes.
And I'm going to say creature comforts that we're used to having here that are not here. But you left and then you came back. So talk to us about when you came back, why, and what that transition was like.
Okay. So when I had left after the contract ended, and this is something I wasn't going to talk about, but it kind of ties into why I came.
Okay.
I was in a relationship with somebody.
Okay.
And he and I had planned.
I'm not asking any questions.
I know you're not.
I just want to let you know. I'm just going to listen, and then we're going to move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I'm volunteering this information because it ties into me. It's something that I kind of have avoided, but I think it's important because it is part of my story.
Okay.
So the person I was with, part of me coming back was, he encouraged me to come back because while I was in Canada, I still kept thinking about, I really enjoyed working on the TV show. I want to do more media stuff, and the media stuff wasn't coming as much as I wanted in Canada. Anyway, he and I planned to eventually move to Ghana and start a life together and all that. So I came first. We ended up breaking up, but I came, and in that second transition, he was 50% of my decision. The other 50% was I saw the opportunities available in Ghana.
Okay.
I saw the opportunities in Africa.
Okay.
And so in coming, I had made some connections with people prior that I was keeping in contact with for potential opportunities when I return.
Okay.
So I advise people when they come to Ghana, do not come without a plan, because I came thinking these connections I had were going to lead to something because of the prior experience I had where things just fell in my lap. So I expected it to be as simple. So when I came, one person I was communicating with was at a TV station And that looked like a really strong lead. Unfortunately, that TV station got bought out by another company.
Okay.
I'm not going to name it, but
Yep.
they got bought out by another company, and then everything changed.
Don't name it. We don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
We don't have no insurance, so we got to keep that out.
We're not in America, so even if there was insurance, there would be no money coming.
You can't say that. All right, okay. So
when I got here, basically all the leads that I had vanished. So then I was like, oh my goodness, I have to really bust my
behind
and get things in gear because now I have nothing. But I'm grateful that I actually have family here. I have friends here. So I had a support system while I was trying to find work. So trying to find work in Ghana as a diasporan is not easy. I usually
is it the work or is it like the salary you want or is it a combination?
It's a combination. It's a combination of both. So what I advise people now, based on my experience, is don't come unless you have a plan, unless you have a solid contract in place, unless you know what you want to do and you're willing.
Sign contract.
Right. And if you're willing to take a pay cut, because you have to know that the salaries here are not the same as the salaries over there.
Okay.
Unless you're working at companies, like if you're working for an embassy or something, a lot of the embassies pay in foreign currency. So look at those things, be strategic. So for me, because I wanted to do media work, I quickly realized that what I was being paid on the TV show I did before, because it was funded by foreign money, what I was being paid was not normal in Ghana.
Gotcha.
And at the time, I thought that was normal. Then I realized, this is what's normal in Ghana. When people start telling me salaries, I was like, wow, what a difference. So thankfully, through my networking, it took me about almost 5 months to find work. So eventually I started working with a production company, documentary production company here, Refined Creative, where we did documentaries mostly for foreign clients. That was a great experience. So I advise anybody who's looking into the media space, look at opportunities to create content that people outside of a continent will have an interest in, because that's where you'll get the opportunity to reap the financial rewards. Because if you have foreign investors, foreign funders, it makes it a lot more enjoyable to...
I want to fast forward you a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to jump into Ivory Prosper of today.
Yes.
Ivory Prosper Foundation.
Yes.
African Women on the Move.
Yes.
The Ivory Prosper Media Group. So you've made this transition once, you made it twice, you came back, you shared why you came, right? You shared a disappointment that you had and your leads disappeared and it took you 5 months, you found work, but now you're not the same Ivory Prosper. You're the Ivory Prosper you are now. You walk down the street and people say, hey, are you Ivory Prosper? Oh my God, I saw your YouTube video. Oh my God, I made a decision based off your video. You had an opportunity to manage, which you still do, I believe, social media from the beginning, from the very beginning, the social media for the year of return, for beyond the return. You have your own YouTube channel. So let's talk a little bit about your successes and maybe what some of your challenges still are and just where you are now and how you're managing all that you do. Okay,
so now I still do work with the Beyond the Return initiative now, previously Year of Return. So I didn't start with them from the very beginning. You were there from the beginning as part of the team.
I wasn't doing social media though.
That's true. You weren't doing social media, but you were an important part of what happened, you know? So with social media, I actually joined when it was in May. So it was already a few months into Year of Return when I joined the team. So basically, I had already been promoting Ghana on my own social platforms. As you mentioned, with YouTube, with Instagram. I was already promoting Ghana, talking about Ghana. I had a blog that I used to do that was called Made in Ghana, Africa, where I just blogged things about what I experienced in Ghana. And so through that, I got an opportunity to meet with Ghana Tourism and discuss the opportunity. So then I ended up jumping on board, which was an amazing experience, because when I started working with the social media and changing how things were being shared on the platform, it had just over 300 followers. And I was able to build it to over 20,000 within a few months.
Excellent.
And people said that they noticed the difference. Like, people would send me messages like, I noticed a difference.
I did.
Yes, you were one of those people that I noticed a difference.
I noticed the difference.
Because people said because they realized that I had this ability to communicate knowing Ghanaians as well as knowing the diaspora community and the diaspora experience. Because even though I am Ghanaian, I really have mostly a diaspora experience. Because as long as you are a Black person living outside of the continent, the way you're treated by the systematic society is as a Black person.
Right.
They're not looking at you like, are you African? Are you a historical from the transatlantic slave trade?
Achim?
No,
They're not.
It's just you're a Black person. Period. You know,
Right.
so the treatment is the same. So you get that understanding of where people are coming from. So that has been a great experience, and I'm continuing to do the Beyond the Return right now. And then with my YouTube, as you said, I'm so happy that it's impacting a lot of people. A lot of people tell me that they have moved to Ghana after watching my videos. People contact me for advice on a regular basis, so that's really been a great thing. I'm slowly transitioning into doing things to make an impact. So with I'm just launching the Ivy Prosper Foundation.
Congratulations. Tell us about that.
Which I'm doing as a way to help promote women and girls, support them in different ways. So the first thing I'm going to be doing with the Ivy Prosper Foundation and then in the coming months is doing a workshop for young women to help them learn about content creation. Because I think that there's a lot of tools that people don't realize that they can use what they have to be able to do the things they want to do to reach their goals.
You should definitely have a conversation with our producer. I think that she would love to hear more about this.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Definitely. That would be great. Because I really think that building the future is about building the young people today. So with my foundation, I want to be able to do things that will support young women and girls to help them in their future, whether it's through education, through work experience, through workshops, to just even teach them basic skills, basic communication, because sometimes people don't know how to contact somebody for a job. Like, I had someone send me a message saying, Madame, I want a job. Can you get me a job at Diaspora office? And I was like,
that's not the
who
way
is this? That's not how you communicate with someone. You don't know them.
That's not the way that works, champ.
No. So teaching them the skills, those kinds of things. And then with the media, I registered Prosper Creative. Okay. This is a long-term vision I have to have a media company that is a creative company that's a combination of media and creative things, whether it be fashion, arts, that are all under the creative. That's why I called it Prosper Creative.
I want to ask you a question. It just popped in my head.
Yes.
Because you are a woman.
Yes.
You are a Black woman.
Yes.
And you're tall.
You're
not, right? And you don't see a lot of tall women in Ghana.
Yeah.
Has that made a difference? Has that changed anything? Like, because as somebody who believes in empowering women's voices, you have a strong voice. Does that have an effect on you? Do people comment? Do people think, or maybe you're not Ghanaian, or like, is it an advantage? Is it a disadvantage? I just wanted, because when you walk in a room, we know you're there, right? So, and I know sometimes here in Ghana and other places on the African continent where women's rights is fairly new, so to speak. I'm wondering if that has caused a problem, or if it's made things a little easier for you.
I think being tall in general, no matter where I am, has its advantages when it comes to trying to get people to hear you.
Okay.
Studies have proven that taller people command attention automatically. You walk, as you said, I walk in a room, people see that I'm there. So when I really recognized that was some years ago when I started public speaking. So 2004, I was doing public speaking, empowerment of women and girls. I was traveling around in Canada to schools and nonprofit organizations. And what I found was, because of my height, people just paid attention. So I said, I have to use this to my advantage. So anytime I would speak, I love wearing heels already. So anytime I would speak, I would rock my heels, make sure that I'm even taller than I normally am, and people would just listen. And I find that a lot of my friends, my female friends who are fairly short, the ones who you have super short, average, and then tall like me. And I find the ones that are really, really short talk about how sometimes they have to really shout for people to hear them because people look at them as being so small. But because of my height, I can say something and people will listen. So yes, it comes to my advantage. And yeah, a lot of people think I'm not Ghanaian because of my height. A lot of people say they think I'm from Kenya.
Okay.
They think I'm from Jamaica, or they think I'm American, or they think I might be from Senegal or Nigeria. Those are the places I usually...
Traditionally tall women.
Yeah, those are the places I usually get.
Ivy, you have so much happening with you. You have so much to offer. You have so much insight in. We're running out of time. So what I would love for you to do, because people get to catch you on your channel interviewing others, right? I would love, as we close out, maybe tell us something that we don't know about you, maybe something you have planned for the future. And I'm sure you give a lot of advice to people, right? But since this is Diaspora Link and we're connecting the diaspora, I would love to end with your vision for how Ghana and Africa connects with the diaspora.
I think that Ghana, I mean, my vision for how Ghana connects with the diaspora and the rest of Africa is that Ghana has this way of embracing everyone. And I think that I have this idea that it can grow into something bigger than it is. I still feel like Kwame Nkrumah is the heartbeat of this country, even though we all know what happened. Well, I shouldn't say we all know, because there's some people who don't know that he was overthrown. Because I do meet diasporans who are surprised when they find out that he was overthrown. They only know the story of him helping with independence. I really think he's the heartbeat of the country. And I think that with more diasporans coming in, that heartbeat will continue to be the pulse of the future. Because as more diasporans come in, more Ghanaians are connecting with them and learning from them, and diasporans are learning from Ghanaians, because we have to learn from each other in order to move the country forward. Correct. So I really do believe that this country is becoming the heartbeat of the continent, even from the west going out, because other countries are contacting Ghana now to find out how they manage to bring people, how they manage to brand themselves. You know, people are now knowing it's Ghana.
Right.
Where growing up in Canada, I would say Ghana, people would say, "Oh, Guyana."
They would think it was.
They think it's Guyana in the Caribbean.
Last 30 seconds. Your one solid piece of advice for diasporans who are looking to either move, do business, or invest, whatever. Diasporans looking to connect with Ghana and the African continent. One solid piece of advice you would give them.
Do your research and talk to other people who've done it so that you can learn from their mistakes. When you learn from their mistakes, you're able to do better and you're able to really make an impact. And it makes it easier for you when you're willing to learn from others. It's a great opportunity. This is like what America may have been hundreds of years ago. When people hear names like Rockefeller and talk about their successes, or in Europe you hear names like Louis Vuitton, think about those successes. Those people built legacies that like over 100 years old. This is your opportunity to come and build a legacy for your children's children's children and centuries to come. So that's my advice.
Ivy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We gotta keep the snap.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank
to
you for having
Link,
me.
Ivy.
And I have to say, congratulations on the show and wishing you much success with this.
Thank you.
Telling stories from the diaspora. You're a great person to be doing this.
Thank you, Ivy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank everybody for joining this week's episode of Diaspora Link. I'm your host, Diallo Sumbri. We want to thank our guest, Ivy Prosper, for sharing so much of her experiences during her diaspora transition with us. As we do every episode, we want to leave you with the wisdom, the magic, and the science of our ancestors through their proverbs. Today's proverb is, no matter how beautifully built or well-crafted a coffin is, it will never make someone wish for death. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next episode.